The third thing that is going to determine the content that I share with you today is my own personal story. Because you see, I was that kid that we're going to be talking about that's in your classroom. I was that kid. I still am that kid. I found it really difficult to learn. Well, basically because I learned differently, it seemed. And learning differently when you were born in South Africa was tough for me. It was tough as a kid. Because in South Africa, and not that it's any different really to any other country, but it was a very traditional form of education, a very structured, ordered, left brain type of education. And my brain did not like to learn that way. And so I could not follow the logic that other children seemed to follow. I could not hold on to those facts and remember them when it came to test time. It was really hard for me. And I felt different. I felt misunderstood. I felt lonely. And I looked around and I saw other children who were learning so easily. And I wondered, why? What was the matter with me? What was wrong with me? It was not a good feeling. I was also that kid that did not have any self-confidence. When it came to self-esteem, I had none. I had very little sense of self-worth. And again, I wondered, because I looked around and I saw these other kids, and they seemed so comfortable with themselves. They seemed like they knew who they were and they were fine with who they were, and not like me where I was afraid because perhaps what I would say would sound silly or other people would not be interested. So my self-esteem was really very low. And I also was like that like the child that we're going to be talking about in your classroom, in the sense that I did not know how to engage with other kids. I so desperately wanted to play with them. I wanted to belong. I wanted to be one of them. I wanted to be that cool kid that other kids wanted to have with them and around them. But I didn't know how. And then, when I was 27 years old, I attended a seminar on the brain that absolutely changed my life. I learned something about myself that made me go, ah. So now I know what is happening. Now I understand why I am the way that I am. And now I feel proud about who I am, and I feel good about who I am. And I look back at that moment and I think to myself, imagine if my teachers, I mean, I was 27 years old. I had been hurting for all those years, struggling with life. And I thought, imagine if my teachers knew what I just discovered now. Imagine how my life could have been different. Imagine if my parents, who were wonderful, wonderful parents, but imagine if they just knew how my brain liked to work. My goodness, can you just, I often think about it and I think, life would have been so much easier for me. I would have felt so better about, so much better about me. But it was not to be. And so I decided that I was going to learn everything I could learn about the way children's brains work. I was consumed with one goal, and I still am consumed with one goal, and that is to teach as many parents and teachers as possible about what is going on in these wondrous children's brains, so so that nobody, no child ever has to feel the way that I felt when I was growing up. And so here we are today.